For half a century, one man has defined and shaped the Ezen music scene with his soul-stirring melodies and a sound that resonates deeply within his Ezen nation and the soul of a new culture. Godly show promoter, musician, mentor, a legend, has become more than just an artist. He is the embodiment of a legacy that continues to inspire generations. This is the story of a man who didn't just create music, he created a movement.
I was born as far back as 1948. I was born to the family of Okudwaibo in Idumagwe, Efangyon Urumi.
Godly show promoter's love for music began at a young age. Like many artists, Godly show promoter's musical journey began with a spark of inspiration, watching the legendary Sir Victor Walafo. Captivated by his presence and musicianship, the young show promoter was driven to follow in his footsteps. Not long after, he became Walafo's student, learning the craft and beginning his path in music.
The popular musicians we were having in Nigeria then were people like Ike Daro, late Sir Victor Walafo, Aníkúlá Kuti, Fela, so many others. But the man who inspired me into music was late Sir Victor Walafo. Because I was at school then when he came to play at Uromi in Wisdom Hotel at Uromi. So when I watched him that day, in fact, I was fully impressed and grew much interest in music. So he is even my master in music, because I ran to Benin to look for him, and they directed me to Clement Walafo. So I said, this was not the man I saw at Uromi. So, but I could not say it out. I pretended as if he's the one I'm looking for, being that equally is a musician. It was when I was with him, I was made to understand that he seniored Victor Walafo. Later on, I left him to Victor Walafo. That was the time when Victor Walafo was having people like them Arumba. Arumba take and go Odrikokoi. My name is Studio Kodua. I'm the junior brother to show promoter. For all along, I've been with him. Even when he was in secondary school, I was even with him till he started this music. Then this music, I followed him. I played trumpet with him. I carried the high voice chorus with him too. Till for some time before I traveled to Benin, when I was not in Rome again.
My name is Mr. Emmanuel Ihono. On the video, how I know show promoter, which is godly show promoter now. It's my in-law. He married my senior sister. When he came to marry my senior sister, after everything, there where I follow my senior sister to his house. So I grew up with him. I stayed in his house. I go to primary school there, go to secondary school there, then learned this music, which I'm using to eat now in his house. So godly show promoter is my in-law.
Joker boy, He's a junior brother to my late wife, Princess Madam Juliana Okodua. I took him to my house at that very early age. He was already in my house before I started having children. From my house to go to primary school and so on. And that time too, it was following me to show. I'm going to dance and so on. And by so doing, through the process, I taught him guitar. And he was with me. So at the time he was playing with me, he said once he's mature, he wants to go and form his band or something like that. So he left my house to go and form his band.
Okay, so that way, many Dr. Afile metro out down. Otana no me. Young maybe Showpromoter and me. I Master Showpromoter na. Me was guy for so many years as a musician. Me rasi Showpromoter yeah. Me sire po desi da I know ni no go. Me lwe wona. Imu da lwe wona da isi so ni ben. Ipe ha bi uke so o me go isi so ni ben. Ida gbe pe a bi si Showpromoter.
You see that phase there where you have that tree there, that tree there, so that was the place where Afile was doing Folknizer. That pear tree there. That was where Afile opened his Folknizing work. I never knew that when we just came that overnight when I kept the bus and my instruments here, that my tire punctured. So when Afile was just passing, he made the tire punctured. He just lost it on my behalf. On my behalf. He lost it to organize it. So when I woke up and it was the time for us to go for the show, I met my tire was loose. I thought whether thieves lose my tire. I said, what? Before later on, I saw Afile roll down the tire. And he told me it was the person who lost it, that he made the tire puncture. He just decided to lose it. So I thank you so much. That was my first major contact with Afile.
That time I was in Folknizer. And even over here, again in Motoros or LSE, Marana Showpromoter. So, I made that always Folknizer. So, Showpromoter me stop in the screen. And then Showpromoter gi one bejara to area. So that's me that ye shop. So we give on behalf of my master, I made the room that push up the some more screen mention. No me made the buys me buy one ako. Ogumu with a basco. Any basco na. So ogum we create over there, make a church and give up balance over there. So when the moon never give buy one ako. So I mean so anyone I'm well Showpromoter self.
God is Showpromoter. The first day, me miorishin. One drummer no sona choi ekbu massacre. Iro yo oda gwani oda me do hi ukikme ka jona lekwe drum. O me da runde ashu wa wisa wa me da he musician je won. O me da runde ashu wa we mare gbono. O me da don hi ajo wa ki o. Again, me da Showpromoter the first time.
Only Showpromoter now. You are telling now. In your jacket, bon me one. Oh, me da oh me van no velo. But I remember my jacket made out of village. I think it's about only 2 people selling television with someone again. I think they're in black and white. I said the color they are not monkey da Hana. So we do maja makiage telly. So manado makiage akati show promoter. Okay, okay. We don't know so that time okay ati you look no one Jesus rev nine. Jesus rev no looking na. Okay, okay. Agbo ze hon ko gbo ni vai oto. As a hon ko gbo so that be no only that art play. Me that e dia ma masa ball no kananya. So agbo ze go when e wo haka you be man na dago. Ama ma go bu ade be ko short che. Ma ko hey are me ma go no kana on ma wo here na. So you know my here, you know my do ahemo.
At a young age, godly show promoter showed a love for learning, completing his primary school education with diligence and pride. His academic journey continued to Standard 5 in secondary school, a level of education that was both prestigious and rare for many in his generation.
I went to primary school at Waloke. I schooled at St. Raymond's Primary School at Waloke. There I did my primary school, and not just in one place too, because at that my early age, that my primary school, not tender age, there was a time I attended primary 2 and primary 3 at Igwebe. I was serving my senior sister. My senior sister was a teaching mistress at Igwebe. I was there with him at Igwebe. Then I think St. Benedict Igwebe, so they call it. Then when I finished my primary school, I entered this school you call it Obidi now. It was a modern school then. I think they call it St. Teresa. I was attending a modern school. Immediately I finished my primary school. Because that time, you don't enter into the secondary school as it is now. Then you have to do a pass interview to schools before they can admit you then. I sat for the entrance for a grammar school at Ubiru. So, by God's grace, I was able to pass the entrance. Then I went for the interview and I equally passed the interview. And then I left there to enter the grammar school. That time, I think that was as far back as 1964 that I went to the grammar school. Then that modern school, 1963. I went to the modern school. Then I entered the grammar school, 1964. So I was at Eastern Grammar School at that time when war broke out. He went to secondary school. After he finished secondary school, then he was teaching. He was doing the teaching at Benin. But later on, we get into that he's playing music with the Dausa, particularly Dausa at Benin and all. Later time, he come back home to establish his own.
I know my father, for all I know about him, he did not go to university. But I hope social class 5. But he looked like somebody that attended university because he's a very brilliant man.
He's a tutor. He teach in Abudu Secondary School in Benin side before he married my sister. But when we were at home, then they will be saying it. I'm a teacher there. I see the creature, I see the car, see everything. When he first teach. But alone I say, well, I see another teacher, but mainly I can't teach because I had some of his trying to call teacher, they didn't want to retire. They want to be Sibori. They still come to be greeted. He left teacher without benefit and go and face music.
I just taught for only about 6 months or something like that. When I left school, that was in Benin, at Iyekorean, Ugo Iyekorean.
As he grew older, his passion turned into a mission. Godly show promoter pioneered Abido high life music, a genre that would soon captivate the hearts of many in the Ezen and beyond.
See, the people you can think play music in Esan then was somebody like late Ogbeni, Venerable Ogbeni. Venerable Ogbeni was a teacher. Not that he doesn't know how to play guitar. He doesn't, or he will just hold the box, just striking like this. People will call him a musician. And somebody like Captain Manvetu and somebody like Kaladu, that one was selling palm wine. He just carried a bass guitar, just striking it anyhow, and they start singing Ishan songs just for people to buy drinks. In the real sense, if you talk about music, I don't think there is any person who signaled me to bring music to Esan land. Real music.
It was top 3. A wine, golden show promoter, Awawa Hoge. Top 3 of the artists, the war Mukeni Areni Agini, or show promoter, Kalado and Mondebo. Then, Kalado was not a musician. He was selling a palm wine, and he was opportune to have a bass guitar. He's a music lover. From there, other train. Then, SHOWPROMOTER keep vibe. SHOWPROMOTER start band. When SHOWPROMOTER started band, after SHOWPROMOTER, Kalado that vibe. I could remember. After Kalado, Mondebo that vibe. Mondebo is with Sonio Kosu. So, SHOWPROMOTER, Oeka is Kalado, instruments. But in locality, Kalado has a kaya who is Shipamin. You understand? So SHOWPROMOTER, he was the first person to come limelight as a live band. Because they don't vibe, they don't be ouchi. You vibe now. You understand? Then from Igbo land. But SHOWPROMOTER was the first person to bring out instruments. Mondebo was seen with late Sonny Okosu. You understand? We know when Mondebo come. SHOWPROMOTER has already been existing. Then Kalado has already been existing. But the first person to bring an instrument and start a band, it is Godly SHOWPROMOTER. Then we see a one man called Joker, Atukmeki Nyoko. You understand? Those who are come after Mondebo, they were doing it together.
Like this music you ignited, it was the one that also brought it in Uromi. I know three of them in more late Mondebo, in blessed memory, then Kaladu. Three of them. Three of them. So that's why they say the Ozemire of Esan land, the Ozemire.
Ayo makile bawo medana. Meda do are kan wine no sene. Meda do ho gini agi ayo o the first musician doka musheke we Uromi wena. That time that your other be Kaladu. Pamio ashen we new road also be room. So in order more farm, okay, who na farm any. Okay, who na farm. According to the story, okay, I always say, okay, who na farm. Okay, but I don't know sulu here. So, but I always again for the music in those Uromi, we Esan, Ben me home SHOWPROMOTER, or what Uromi biajo aye. So, all war kamui music keep Ben me home before you call the Kedo vibe. I think after Kalado before Mondebo. So after I did before Mondebo, it's only
Beyond his success in music, Godly SHOWPROMOTER's leadership and impact on Ezen people were recognized when he was bestowed with a prestigious chieftaincy title in Uromi Kingdom, Ezen. Acknowledgement not only of his musical contributions, but of his role as a cultural ambassador and a pillar of his community.
This my chieftaincy title was given to me firstly. That's why I'm double chief. The National Esan Students Union. National Esan Students Union. About 14 years ago, they came and gave me this award of Chief Ozemire. Why that name was given to me? There are many things I can be proud of to say I've introduced in Esan land. For instance, I was the first man to buy the first photostatic machine in Esan land. I was the first man to buy camera for showing films. I was showing some educational films like Lady Macbeth, Julius Caesar, to schools like Tripoli, AAU then. And I show other films to the public. I was the first man to start the business of ice cream in Esan land. I'm the founder of Esan Music. So with this, I was just at home when I saw the Esan National Union. They came, they said, they heard about my biography, and many of them, they are aware of the little quota I've done to the Esan land. So it was then they gave me that chieftaincy title, Chief Ozemire. So I was bearing the name all this time along for the past 14 years. But the year 2022, I now met the Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, Edward II, Aslam, and he decides that to profound that my chieftaincy title and ordain me with the chief Ozemire, which the Esan national students gave to me that 2010. That's what I'm bearing today.
My name is Chief Albert Ayimemona Edohe, the Edohe of Rome Kingdom. SHOWPROMOTER, as one of our chiefs, he has working seriously hardly. SHOWPROMOTER is Ozemire of Rome Kingdom. He's a nice man. They are promoting Esan culture.
Ega na lui chief ele begwa solo je urome malere yomi malore gbe tija SHOWPROMOTER na o chief no title no so bi begwa o Chief Ozemire of Esan land.
One day he called me, say, Emmanuel, yeah, your daddy. He said, I want to take a chief. I say, it's good because God will just say, now. You understand? So on the long run, he went to the palace. He's a citizen of the community, and he's a law-abiding citizen. So the king screened and checked that he's fit to be with him in his throne. So by the grace of God, they give him the opportunity to acquire the chief, and we celebrate with him.
Men when it and Meche Solomon and Hivepe, the F1 of Old Roman Kingdom. So that man no John Kaim no Sama. So that person that SHOWPROMOTER is the Ozemire of Old Roman Kingdom. Always a man that we in up with the name.
Make if you demuja okaka, the onogbo seri of Rupido. Onomon Mabure na Chief Ozemire. Put a kingdom. All the get up on now.
Like yourself, this is a danger. So this man, we came here to celebrate. He's popular known as SHOWPROMOTER. He Ozemire.
The godly SHOWPROMOTER's influence extends far beyond his own success. And as his voice grew stronger, so did his influence, lifting not only his own legacy, but paving the way for future generations of musicians.
You cannot count. Somebody like Afile now, if you say Afile will say Baba, Baba. You can't mention, there are too many. There are too many. There are too many. How many names can you? Just look at the musician Almanac now. There is nobody here that will say that they did not taste the goodness of SHOWPROMOTER. Nobody that will say that this did not taste the goodness of SHOWPROMOTER.
There were only 3 of them in this town at that very time. When I left Modebo, I played with SHOWPROMOTER for good 2 years before I become a star in this room. He made me to be a man. He showed me many things, showed me ways. He helped me for music, helped me for instruments. Like me myself, Jericho, superstar. It don't help me many times. When I started playing music, when I never get instrument, I will run to Mr. SHOWPROMOTER and give me instruments. Start giving me stress. So we do that. Even apart from me, many people go there. If you don't get amplifier, you go there, we will give you. And those instruments, you cannot just get easily to rent from somebody. For you to get that from somebody to rent is very difficult. But if you can get it, it will be very hard. If the person will even accept to give you amplifier, don't you know how good that person is to you? So whenever we are searching for guitar, or we don't have anything we want to use to put to me, he gave it to us. So it's a good one.
She is my senior brother. Anything at all for me, I don't hungry now. If anything that touching me that I have no money, then I come to him, brother. That's me. Any amount he have, he give me. That's how I do. All along since, I think how many times you have seen me today coming to him. It's my senior brother. Even today, in my house I live, he gave me my house where I live today. That is how he help people.
I was the first person he helped. He gave me most instrument to stand. And he helped Asagbo, he helped Afile, he helped Jereke, he helped most of the musicians in this Esan as a whole. We call him Father. Anytime we go there, he make us to see that we see the light so that we cannot fall.
And all the SHOWPROMOTER now, me that all my brought me something the boom up me dana. Somebody like Dr. Afile, Obi Sonny, Obi SHOWPROMOTER, or other brought up. Other be late Alasagbon, SHOWPROMOTER, or ye can be Huina, Nore Muhunike. Other be Joker Boy, on the SHOWPROMOTER now, or ye di Huina, Nore start. So till now, anyone say well praise of you, adore your SHOWPROMOTER, not either about become what they are today. So we won't give all the praises me.
When I got to Ilushi, I was having one boy, one of a good friend. When I got to Ilushi, he took me down to somebody. That man gave me instruments to be using. After some time, never up to about 3 months or 4 months, most of the boys and men in this town, they came and take it from me. I cried to SHOWPROMOTER. I said, Father, I don't know what to do again. Because I have shows at Grant that I cannot play now. All my instruments they have taken it away. I said, oh, I go there with my father. Tell my father, never worry. He will help me.
When I read the Bible with music, all about going to SHOWPROMOTER now, all no bonus already always be wrong. Ben me say one room now because all that yoria no can over instrument. It's not so kid a boo boo. So anybody na me again o kado ashishin. My any mainly I remember that time I didn't get up on the speaker with soil. The book came on the speaker by speaker. The book down the amplifier with soil. eki amono ba. Wisi so ki wege ni ayo imo. So kida cheni na ama yo oni mina or imwego or normal or that actual like musical instrument or that word there or so are gba or ki de ware yo what is set with when musician what the ekere so most musicians in the room we dana no boss ni SHOWPROMOTER amari we be like yo ekyo di na me ada go akiyo na kibina ere ba it not till now we as a job is on ayo we we mo de almost kire
SHOWPROMOTER o mama re pa woni boom boom all the agua instrument ni ona yi shenya many musicians say revi oni sana e instrument okemu e abokishin okemu instrument ni ekedore gbishin me no ye mu jana SHOWPROMOTER yere pa o eli boom boom no da re pa eke say eyo me la re mu she he no se gbere di instrument men me aya shishin me boy miri me wole make a boy make it dummy on it. Now, we use on it fun. Make it new joy. They'll call the door at part of his our money. You know, I mean, men are money.
Ebo gre kyan bama yok badere na. Me se joyi. Odaru dajage ni. Kuro me yoki yenya. Me ki se joyi abaida aba. Ebeze meda bai. Ore pano so megwano. Oda wo repa ba. And before me do sun won repa, ogi ka lo da ebuke. So me di da ro ko mama da yo me se jo repa da nya be yo ru ne wo no da iro da yelu me. So me ki share that one of my friend mo oyeri bagmonya ala sago. Da mo ge mere wanya. Ko da jo go disappoint me si SHOWPROMOTER abama. Oda rebe mo ashem. Magiseni on me vi na o wokum me no tabu kwa wokum ne mori. Wase kamera ta. SHOWPROMOTER da yo go dur pana o wo kare gba woke. O go dur pana se di yesa bore pana. Ano bi SHOWPROMOTER Omo gida do mi lafu no seme. Me da do mi ye no seme. Nya de super de nanya atemi afile. Me mi bale.
Then when we were growing, Daddy were having a buoyant everything. And then I reasoned, say let him start the second band. He make another second band. The first person that my daddy in my present offer an instrument, it was Sasoni Ben. Sasoni Ben, when my daddy gave him an instrument, it was raining. You know, human want is insatiable. After Sasoni Ben, our boy, when I recall Tony Akuba, he was the bassist. My father brought him from Oloshi, SHOWPROMOTER, to come and play bass with us. On the long run, then the father has an instrument. How the man we were driving from Benin, he met the man. Then the man called tell us saying I'm a musician, so we carried the man. Man tell us saying I'm a musician, but it's no longer raining as we were talking. Then on the long run, he then bring but the man say he get picking where they call Tony Akuba, and I'm the name. So he then stay with us. My daddy rent us for him. So when we give instrument to Sonny Ben then I make connection with that guy. That guy then went to go and bring his father's instrument. That is how Sonny Ben starts. Sonny Ben. So then, Jereke now come. Jereke beg us, we give Jereke instrument. My daddy don't have like 2 bands now, which is one for him, one for former Sonny Ben, one for Jereke. Jereke now come be follower. So Jereke did not take the sister, see, make him a man. Then Alasagmo come. Alasagmo come the operate follower. Where Alasagmo the operate follower, Alasagmo is the one that brought Afile to our house, Dr. Afile. So on the long run, my daddy went to market. That time we do buy instruments in Benin. Then the man that is doing drum for us, they call it designer. He live at, what do they call this village? No, it's not a town. Dumons aside, Dumare. So my daddy went to go and buy instruments and arrange instruments for Afile, which is so heavy. Then my daddy then assigned me with Afile. I was playing bass for Afile. So we then now come to Rumi. When we come to Rumi, then I tell daddy, I don't grow. I want to start my life. So I start my life. And the Lord will bless me, pray for me, give me some instrument He can give me. He cannot do everything. So I then I'll start my life and go up. So my brother SHOWPROMOTER is good.
Behind the music, success in businesses, and the fame, Godly SHOWPROMOTER's greatest support came from his wife, a woman whose strength and love were pivotal throughout his journey. In a tragic twist, she was taken from him in a brutal murder while preparing for their daughter's wedding.
It was at Obiaga I started my music. It was then I was at the age to marry. And I married this my late wife, Juliana Ojiebe. I married her. We were at Obiaga. Almost all my children, I born them at Obiaga. We were there. That's when I started moving. We were there together. It was after the death of my late father, 1995. Now I decided to come to Uromi. But I left Obiaga to Uromi here with my late wife. We were at Uromi here. We were together in this house here. So she was a lovely wife. She was very helpful to me. The life we were living then, other men and women, they always use me to compare. They will say, don't you see how SHOWPROMOTER and his wife living? Because you cannot understand us. If we are quarreling now, the moment somebody is coming in, that quarrel has just ended. We will not like anybody to know. That's why throughout our period of our living, I didn't beat her one day. She's a very hot woman anyway, but I know when she offends me, instead of us to be quarreling for people to come in or fighting for people to be coming in, I will just go out of the house. Then before I come back, she will come to me, she will be on her knees, begging me for forgiveness. I just forgive her. That's how we settle ourselves.
My sister loves his husband more than her, more than the man. He does not allow anybody to touch his husband. And the husband likewise don't allow anybody to intimidate her wife. There are some people now, they will be using a semi-detached woman to be intimidating their wife. I've never seen it in the presence of my master. That is what I'm still learning.
We started life together and we live together. To the best glory, whatever I have, whatever I am today, is me and her.
Because that woman was this man's pillar. This man was his back. They do pari passu. They love each other. Nobody play with the man in the presence of the woman. Nobody play with the woman in the presence of the man.
And also loved by lovely mother. A good mother. The mother that knows how to take care of children. But unfortunately, the painful aspect of it, he didn't live to take care, to eat the fruits of his labor, which is very painful.
Well, we were living here till when it was a glorious day. My first daughter was about to marry, and when my daughter was about to marry, that we arranged marriage. We arranged date for the marriage, and it was the marriage we were preparing for. that the wonderful incident happened, that they murdered her. She was murdered.
No death took my sister apart. That is life. The death that took my sister apart is a coincident death. It was a good loss matter. They killed my sister and put her for gutter. You understand? I shot there because she's a pillar of the palace. My mother is already late too, but she was now the senior and the mother of the house. They set us back. You understand?
She's the only woman that have children for me. I decided not to have other children, other women to join my children. Even to my present wife, I told her as far as she was having her children before, I will help her with her children. But I don't want any other person to born, including my late wife.
Ebache me ana okodo. Omekin. Ejen makore egbe. Be 2010. O makore mi egbe. Oda ole like me that time me like her. Oda le meta, me da me like her. Me ye lo so do me jen me cab me bien. Me da ri otama. Oda yo le je lo so okwo. Iri o makore anyi.
An entrepreneur at heart, godly show promoter ventured into various businesses to support his family and community. From an ice cream business that brought joy to young, old alike, to ventures in movies and photocopying, he diversified his interests, always looking for new ways to contribute to the local economy.
So we have a different kind of scheme. We sell ice cream, we have boutique. He said that's like my daddy have time to invent something that is not yet in where he live in environment. So we have an engine that they use to grind different kind of meat. Then apart from that, we still show film. In those days when they were seeing film cinema, they call him projector. We have different people that is working under him. After that one, we buy a machine. We grind cassava. We grind this, what do they call it, in our place. This maize and granite, when they mold, we grind it. We have a photo-starting machine. SHOWPROMOTER buy the bicycle, which is Jolly Pop. You remember Jolly Pop? Fine ice cream.
At that time, I was selling records. I was the only person selling records in the whole Atujagi at that time. We were only 3 selling records in the whole Eastern land at that time. Myself, Tosodo, and late Torture. Late Tosodo and Torture. We were only the peoples. Then later on, later Ibadi too, they are all late. So then at that time too, that was the time I bought the first photo-starting machine that came to Eastern land, because I was staying very close to the motor licensing office. So when I knew that they do photostat papers, so I just went and bought that photo-starting machine. So I thought that my late wife how to operate the machine. She was operating the machine, helping me to stay in the house to sell records. At the same time too, that I started selling ice cream. I started that ice cream called Wars Ice Cream. So I was appointed as a distributor from Beam company in Benin that time. So I go to Benin to bring not all these ice cream they go say. I go to the company that time to bring all those ice creams. So I bought bicycles, about 10 bicycles for boys to be selling the ice creams and all these things. So on and so forth. That's how in life I'll be on a struggling mode.
Promoter, I want to be a boom boom. Show promoter can ice cream. I don't know that would be a job. always scream. Always, how another television. Now he go now. Show promoter already canopy. Show promoter I'm canopy never red. Wa gwan chair canopy nanyo say yellow onya. O say me canopy. Show promoter say oh be no sasa no. Look ba no lumi dodo. Show promoter. O pa no sa say gbe no. Oye gbe na wo ekikwe gbe wa. According to money, I tell me go show promoter or somebody when I reckon you go.
Always been close to godly show promoter's heart, understanding its power to transform lives. He has been an advocate for education.
Show promoter, oye tete, oye school sesi. Show promoter, oye school. All that you learning that I hear on my school. Imi show promoter, you know show promoter vare school rivo. Age are my school se show promoter my school se.
All I know about him, he like brainiac children. Children that is very clever, that is talented, that like education. Love them so much. If you know how to do education, well, if you have the ability to go to school, my father is ready for that. He loves them so much. He can even allow you to read without doing anything in the house.
It's a very big advice to all human beings on earth that there is nothing like an education. It's very important to go to school. So that my early education, it favored me much. Even I was not as wise then. If not, I think I may not have even done something like music if I had known the importance of education as I know it now, as at that time. No, nothing would have moved me away from going to school to the highest level, because I discovered education is the best profession. Anything you are doing, that it is good for somebody to be educated. And that's why I grow much interest. I tried as much as possible to see that all my children, they must go to school. Because I later on realized the importance of education, although at a late time, and it helps me much. So that was even one of the advantages that makes me to be the outbring of music in this land.
Show promoter is a person or don't mean music. The most important way my life with ball or that a training more. Or why you're okay, we musician. When I really before by your musicians in every week I got their arrogance. But at that time, or there was music or why we got and that you're not for that mama barrow he will. So the one thing my life with boy, even say many, my mama have you sent by about job boy. But say only over in no government job boy, or you see who, or you see a fee. Me as a boy, me the only son in never bought, but I'm not only about that training more. All these children, they are educated, they are graduates. So only achievement now one abona. I will ben who the best investment in life today is to educate your child.
In fact, all I will say about that one is very important to go to school. And I am advising all men is you try as far as possible to train their children. Education first is the key of life. Yes.
Over the years, Godly Show Promoter has produced many beloved songs that resonate with people across Essen and beyond. His music became a soundtrack for generations, and some of his hits remain favorites among fellow artists. who find inspiration in his melodies and lyrics.
In my top 5 on the show promoter music, Mr. John Okoduwa. The first one is Ọmọ ire Okira Yosa Bali. Wakira me Oki Yose Maribi. Usenobula Naba. Ejima Biyo Maybe. The other one is Etanome Dome. Etanome Odome. Etanome Odome Noroviere. Imeno Boriwo. Beje Mayo Moye. Etanome. That was my daddy track. Then the other one. Ebolo ni mu pa no. Eyone mu enuwe. Arwelolo ni tan le loloa. Ore lagbede no jowo seme. Aye o ni tan le oa. Ore opugmo no sowo seme. Inasi osela wo yangbon. Ọ̀nà de ode rona lo megbe. Ilu mi no sẹ́yìn mi abedo. Ako have ni rona ta. So the other one is Shokoloko Banko she. Now you watch Shokoloko Banko she. Ebo ne vale bachile me. Isoche emoji. Isoche mazen. Isoche mo ba oge. Ona wogi yeli no. Ona wogi yeli aba. I know my name oh. Na show promoter. I know my name oh. You understand? So we have many.
The first album I played, I entitled it that time Shokoloko Bangoshi, in which I expressed my feelings. I'm show promoter, I'm not Shokoloko Bangoshi. The difference is clear. Then I have another popular album I played, which was God's Creator. It was a very popular album too. But the most popular album, and which people took to be the best, even myself, I was not taking it to be my best. But I discovered it was people's best choice because it's a reflection to the life we have today. That was ungrateful people. Initial witness, everyone werekpa edayen lenye. We are pa ufo. Ikigbe onese.
Je peux t'assurer que là tu aucun roi ejimen dereva. Je peux t'assurer ayomo oyane. Je peux t'assurer que pendant que ibaka ne Jesu deli.
Like all the music in it, when Joe Moda must swim music in a boom boom. I'm must swim music in a boom boom. Me, well, music no son me am like it for. Quite on the case so then. Me am like me am that pattern my own ya. Oh yeah, so now. Other artists na no time me we. Other artists na they had that job money go. You know time we other artists o money go. You gana nya. No time we other Tony. You bet ego imemi, bet omo imemi. Akimeli na go da mo. We da mo ego wala train no. Ono money. Odi be chori abo da we go dalo. So that is sulo pada da you know kire sulo so that you hani mu pa no one movement no we arwelo ni tan lo a erupo ga no jowo se me o e mo yeso ni
To those who know him, Godly Show Promoter is not just an artist but a humble, kind, and generous person. Friends and fans alike speak of his warmth, his down-to-earth nature, and his unwavering loyalty to those he cares about.
Show promoter mama kena ho. Na me ke ko show promoter wada re wan no talo. E ke one ke ni mo oye mo ko ele. Emi mama le like on okbani ya show promoter. Oi Daniel. Oi si cigar. Oi si taba. Show promoter. Inyo always be ohan sanobla. Emi no wo ohan sanobla we lo.
Represent that like oh Daniel. Oh Daniel si cigar. You need to vase and damn my like oh you me on baby. Oh beaucoup. Oh beaucoup. Oh degbere. E bor oh helpable. Oh help no de no guano any job oh help. Oh beaucoup.
My father, and sometimes my father can give you money, knowing that the money is not complete. He will tell you that he has complete. You will count it over and over again. He will tell you that he has complete. Later, he will now laugh and complete it for you.
SHOWPROMOTER doesn't drink. The highest thing he will take if you want to manage it with you is malt or mineral. He love water more than any other thing. He use natural. He have never smoked in my presence. He have never drink anything alcohol in my presence. For many years, over 18 years when I deal with her, he never take anything alcohol in my. Even when we are at the stage, the rest boys, he will give them money to go and groove themselves. He will just take water and come to stage and satisfy everybody and enter his motor and go.
The person on my nigga na your abolish na wa gbo o se sakan aki are si cigar are danyo are muni hu awane baro lakati are on the akati ihe no gbe borolu so mu ma wo hun mo wo mi.
I know him as a talented man, a man of wisdom, a man that can turn 1 naira to 10 naira, a man that knows how to plan, a man that knows how to invest, a secret man, a man that even when he have millions, you can never know. He know how to use it well. I call him Igbo man. He has wisdom of planning.
To mark 50 incredible years in the music industry, Godly SHOWPROMOTER celebrated his golden jubilee, a testament to his legacy and lasting impact on Nigerian music.
Chief Godly SHOWPROMOTER, Super Dance Band of Africa, today is celebrating his golden jubilee on stage as a musician. And by the grace of God, he has added plus 1 to his age, and the children and the entire family and his household has stood firmly behind him to celebrate him, to give him a record, to give him an encomium, and to celebrate him as God in his finished message, his life to witness this golden jubilee and his birthday anniversary. To God be the glory once again, on behalf of the performing musicians, Uma, and the palace chiefs here present this afternoon, the entire Uromi at large, and the Isani General. We appreciate you all, we welcome you all as we celebrate Chief Osemiri of Uromi Kingdom. May God bless you all.
That's the Joker man. Somebody call the Joker boy, arrest him. Joker man.
Ambassador
Friends, family, and fans gathered to pay tribute, celebrating not only his career but the profound influence he's had on their lives.
My vibe, mother de ballet gong on the Minori. Round Emin Malunani Amagboro, on Akiko, Shoburo, Uro Mada Remino Gianni. Uro Mada Remino Gianni. I can have the whole Nigeria, I can have the whole world. Mother de ballet gong on the Gongona or a Toki Kaibo. O Juro Moa Toki Kali, Ekamo Toki Kali.
After 50 years now, I don't want to say that. Ọ̀rá dọ̀ tí ẹ̀ wò sí kókó yẹ́nì náà mọ̀ tí ẹ gbọ́ ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ sẹ́ni yẹn sàbọ̀ ìjẹ̀mí rẹ̀ nà ọ̀rọ̀ sẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yàtọ̀ sẹ́ sọ́nà rẹ̀ wú gé sàn ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ yìí bọ́ nọ́mbà rẹ̀ pa ẹ̀ ọ̀kìtà ọ̀kìkà rẹ̀ ọ̀kìtà rẹ̀ bọ́ mọ̀.
Ara sa, bàtẹ́lu wẹ̀ sa.
N'aka ọ̀tọ̀ bọ̀ hù.
Mẹ́ra ebi asunu bẹ́ẹ̀ na ọwọ́ òsó kékeré a kúkú ẹ̀ wọ́n wọ́n dàtà.
Ọmọ ẹ mẹ́wọ́n mẹ́dàtà sẹ́dọ̀ bla polo ọ̀bìọ̀mọ̀ èsì gángan manu ro missions iro mara ramo bono sabo fama boja bueno ya afito no iro wada repja mo no afa boja amo afa ma boja pata nena oda tu pata no kakagbe o zo uro mu bi ho isano yuko yoko riba from the country show promoter
ayo me bodalo mabudopo espera ko panyade
I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the crowd, with the turnover, with their performances. I give thanks and glory to Almighty God. It's a very successful occasion. Thank you very much. Yes. As regards that, there are many things. Number one, I have to give thanks and glory to Almighty God. If you sleep and wake, that's a mystery. And that is a sort of jubilation. God bless for the period I'm talking about for the past 50 years. God has trained me, has trained my children. I thank God for that. And through my music, I'm able to have my house, I'm able to get my car, I'm able to train my children. I give thanks and praise to Almighty God. The message I'm going to send to everybody is, whatever you are doing, be serious of. There's no profession, there's no work that is bad. Whatever you are doing, take over care of it, and you try to work hard for it, for the benefit of it. Because you reap what you sow. Agmande Sabotata.